Y'all remember when eggs were like $9 a dozen? I was a no egg getting heifer. And none of y'all helped. None of you heifers out there said, I don't know. I don't think that. No, it's go, Kimberly. Oh, this sounds exciting, Kimberly. All the crazy things that get me gassed up. And I'm gassed up for sure. But collecting a welfare check over the summer, baby? Yes, I love being on welfare. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Can I take you out tonight to the movie, to the park? I'll have you home before it's dark, so let me know. Can I take you out tonight? She caught me by surprise, I must say, 'cause I never had seen such a pretty face with such a warm and beautiful smile. It wasn't hard for me to notice your style. I was fascinated, surely. She took my heart and held it for me. I wouldn't let her get away, not until she heard me say, excuse me, miss, what's your name? Where are you from? Possibly, can I take you out tonight? I hope when y'all saw me at the store, you wasn't trying to fix your screen like, wait a minute, click, click, did I see this video already? No, she wore this dress already. The other day when I had it on, I didn't do nothing but run to, where'd I go? Hobby Lobby. I wasn't even there long, didn't buy nothing. And I went to Ulta Beauty, picked up a couple of things. Is it just me? Y'all don't run a repeat on something if y'all ain't never long. If it's just me, so be it. Y'all ain't gotta tell me in the comments. My hair is in some bad knots because I've been out walking. I feel like I've accomplished a little bit today. I've been out walking, picked up a couple of groceries, and I'm famished. But I don't want to eat what I got. Like I got a whole lot of stuff prepped. What did I have in there? Oh, I had some leftover chicken wings, and I've had chicken a couple of times this week. So I said, well, you know what? We're gonna have lamb chops. So lamb chops, spinach, maybe a little rice, I don't know, we'll see. But y'all saw pretty much what I picked up. Just a couple types of peppers, some spinach, croutons for my salad, which I don't think I'm gonna eat with this meal. And then I'm trying out a couple of seasonings. They got butter garlic and roasted garlic and herb seasonings. So I'm like, I'll try these out. I already have the Kinder's buttery garlic and herb, but sometimes I just want a different flavor. Sometimes I don't necessarily want the buttery taste, or sometimes I just kind of want the butter and garlic taste, not the herb. This is good, don't get me wrong. A lot of people have told me about this before, and I was like, oh, that's pretty good. I mean, I like it. I'll probably season, let me see, for my meat, I'll probably use this roasted garlic and herb. I also have some rosemary and thyme in there that I'm going to toss around. And then most likely for my my rice, I'll use the buttery garlic and herb. Because the rice is kind of replacing the, what is that? Like garlic mash that I would like to eat, but I'm trying to cut back a little bit. I still ain't buy no sweet potatoes because they're still like $1.15 a pound. That's crazy. They used to be 65 cents. And I'm that person, y'all remember when eggs were like $9 a dozen? I was a no egg getting heifer. Like I cannot pay that much for certain things. Meanwhile, I'll turn a couple, 2-3 corners and buy a box of crab legs still for $19.99 or $21.99. Like, make it make sense. Won't pay $9, but we'll pay $21. Oh, we like that little sizzle. Make sure we put a nice little sear on it. I'll tell you what, it's something about cleaning up along the way. Makes that whole kitchen mess a whole lot easier. So, y'all know for the mystery trip, I gotta wait 72 hours to hear back. So I'm keeping my phone with me everywhere I go. Because I just know the one time I'm busy, the one time I'm in the bathroom, I don't know, it's gonna be when they call. I'm so stinking nervous and excited. And none of y'all helped. None of you heifers out there said, I don't know. I don't think that. No, it's go, Kimberly. Oh, this sounds exciting, Kimberly. All the crazy things that get me gassed up. I'm ready. Ugh. I might as well listen to my book while I'm doing this. My book for now has been Greed. This is a book by Victoria Christopher Murray. I like her books, and I want to say she's got 7 books about, in this, she's got 7 books about the 7 deadly sins, and this one is about greed. Have I read it before? Maybe, and maybe I'm rereading it. I feel like as I hear parts, I'm like, oh yeah, this is, so I must have listened to it some years ago, but honestly, a lot of the stuff out there doesn't hold my interest so much, so yeah, we're gonna give it another listen or a new listen or whatever. I must like it though, so that's a book I'm recommending for now. We're gonna turn the oven on to 375. Ah! Is that them? Is that them? I swear every time it rings, I'm like, is that them? Oh, this is my teammate. Ah! Hello! How are you?
Where's Miss Brown?
This is Miss Brown. Miss Brown just looks a mess right now. She's been sweating and working out, so her hair looks crazy. What happened to your hair? Ah! You cut all your hair out.
He wants me to tell you that Miss is his teacher now. He was so sad earlier. He was like, Miss Brown left me, but you're still here. Do you want to say hi to your teacher?
Ah! How are you? What have you been up to? Good? You having fun at recess? Who's your best friend this year? You guys are looking at me when I'm curling my hair. My hair looks a mess. Hi, Bix. How are you?
I'm at Miss Summer School.
I miss summer school. Are you guys having fun? Oh, you guys look so big to me now. Are you having fun in summer school?
Are you having fun? Yeah.
Yay, I love it. Bye-bye, first graders. That's hilarious. I know my kids were like, what the heck happened to your hair? One of them just looked shocked. Oh, that's hilarious. He was like, oh, you abandoned me. I'm sure I'll blur out the names, but my kids don't play. I do not miss summer school, to be clear, but I do miss them. Ah, did they make me burn my lamb chops? No, thank goodness. Oh, that was fun. I try whenever I can to add like some peppers for the anti-inflammatory effect to whatever meal possible. What am I doing? Coming in with the buttery garlic. Let's put a good amount on there. That's it. I've been eating this cauliflower rice. It is really, really good. I'm actually using a knife this time just because they're thicker, harder to cut through with a fork. Y'all know I get my meat so tender, you don't usually need a knife. I'm gonna keep it real. The lamb chops aren't bad, but I feel like I could have seasoned them more. And to be honest, the season I wish I had added to this was Szechuan, and then it would have been absolute fire, but still a good meal. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm just used to having an abundance of flavor and seasoning. That's just how I like my food. It's good. Not as good as I would have liked, but it's still good. Yeah, I'm back in the dress. What's up? But we done took us a nice little nap. And I don't even know what time it was when I went to sleep. I don't know what time it was exactly when I woke up. I put another big Bantu knot in the back of my head. Thank goodness. And then I see these was going loose. We don't know what the hair gonna turn out like. I'm gonna tell you the truth though. I always take these two out just in case I need to keep that one in. So we gonna see what it turned out looking like. But oh my goodness, something about, I love my kids. I love teaching. I love all that. I love it. I do. But collecting a welfare check over the summer, baby, yes, I love being on welfare. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Okay, the hair ain't giving much. It ain't. We can admit that. But did we really expect it to? First of all, it's time to wash it again. And I did some sweating when I was walking earlier. I don't want to put no heat on dirty hair. Like I said, I really don't want to curl it or anything because I'm going to turn around. See, it's this hump right here. This little hump, like I've been thinking a whole lot and just put my hand there and it stayed there. Let's pull some of that humpage down. Close the gap. That didn't really work, but you know what? I think it's gonna be okay. You can't knock them dead every day, Kimberly. You don't knock them dead most days, Heifer. But you can't knock them dead every day. That's what we gotta tell ourselves. Same old sleep mask I like to put on. This stuff keeps my lips really soft. Especially over here. I can't tell you what's going on in here because I can't really feel it. Yeah, I know that it's coming back too because when I rub it, the nerves and the sensation just goes crazy. It's like a mild shock or something. All right, girl, that's good enough to go to H&M, so let's go. Girl, I'm on my way to central Kansas City and I'm like, something's different. I can't quite put my finger on it, but you know, I'm just riding by some of the landmarks that I expect to see. And then it dawns on me. Where are the unhoused people? Like for real though, where they at? They got blue tents and tarps and all of that on an average day. But not today. All the unhoused people have been virtually cleaned up off the streets. Whether you're for them being out there or not, here's what I'm noticing. If you could do it today, if you could do it for FIFA, you could do it on an average day. What else has changed? Now our public buses are charging for people to ride them. That means the unhoused people don't get to just ride on them all day, all night, back and forth, peeing in the back, defecating in the back, harassing people. It was like, it had gotten to the point where every summer for a couple of months, we would hear about different homeless people beating up bus drivers, beating up passengers, like it was making the 5 and 6 o'clock news. And I'm like, y'all just reported this. No, baby, it was a new story, new person, new fight, new bus route. Like it was kind of crazy. But it's funny how we can clean up for tourism, but not just for the city itself.
So friendly, I'm standing here right now, you're so demanding. Tell me what you want from me. Concluding, concentrating on my music lover and her babies. Made me wanna ask you later for a ticket out of town. So can I get a window seat? Hey, don't want nobody next to me. I just want a ticket out of town to look around and say,
That's a cute rust color. You know what? I'm going to stop talking about what is and really isn't my type. This with a denim jacket and a thigh-high boot. Baby, that dress could be a moment. For $40 though, I'm gonna let that moment stay here, but I'm just saying. Ooh. Now this I could not do. I could not carry off, but from the back, I'm kind of loving it. Oh, honey, in my 20s, that dress would have had to come see about me. Yes, I can sashay in this. 40 bone. Is this the top or a dress? Baby, if you gotta ask, guess what? It ain't for you. They didn't make that for me. These are some beautiful greens. Is that a pocket? It is not. Come on now, Old Navy. I thought y'all wanted my money. One thing that usually doesn't disappoint is earrings and such for me. The ones I really like are these right here. Also, $13 for all these pairs. Like, hello. Hello, darling. If I still have my pixie. Oh, these would be beautiful for short hair as well. She's pretty. I think the one where they didn't have the decency to speak might have been better for me in terms of things I saw. Since I mentioned Old Navy, we should just pop in, right?
It's not that I don't want you here. Yeah. It's something about the way you stare into my eyes. I know that I don't make things clear. I fall for you every time I try to resist you. We can get away.
I like barrel jeans, but I don't like them short. Starting off with an 8, feeling ambitious. What's happening to me in the dark? Can you tell me what it means? I lay my head on my pillow. Oh no, these are more like capris. For one, for two, that 8 is feeling kind of like an 8. You'll have to walk a few more blocks for these to fit right. There's no point in trying on the 10s because they're not much longer. I'm only mildly disappointed because I don't usually have luck in Old Navy. I scribble X and O's in my notebook, checking how my hair and my nails look. What's up, sunshine? Oh, well, I'm feeling like the sunshine now in my little bright yellow dress. Y'all probably don't care. You're like, girl, we're just glad you got up out that white and black one. Because good googa mooga. But like I said, if y'all don't run it back on your wardrobe, God bless you. I do. I have. Probably don't make a practice of it. Usually because when I go to work, you know, I had to buy a lot of kids and a lot of houses come with that, a lot of smells, dogs, cats, some of them that don't seem to smell clean. I will never forget, because kindergartners, oh my goodness, they tell the truth. But we were sitting at the carpet, and one of my boys yelled out, somebody's dog stinks. I knew exactly who he was talking about, but we didn't need to say that. So I was like, there's no dog here. So I turned the page. I'm getting ready because I'm doing story time. I turn the page, get ready to read. No, somebody smells like their stinky dog. As if I didn't understand it, but that's what I get for playing dumb, I guess. But I mean, it wasn't wrong. But that's exactly why I like to come home, take those clothes off, get them washed and all that. I don't like lingering in my kitchen because I don't know what's, falling off and on, and y'all get the picture. But anyway, where am I? Oh, there we go. I am leaving Mom's. That was a cool little visit. Let me run back though and go back over yesterday. Yesterday, while I was waiting for my phone call from, I got to tell you about that too. Okay, a couple of things to catch up on. So yesterday, when I was waiting on my phone call from the trip, mystery trip that I signed up for, I got a phone call from my kids, and that was funny because one of my kids was like, the other two teammates are here, but you're not here. So and so is my teacher now, and he was not really feeling that. Even though I have been prepping him, he's a special needs kid. He's a special kid in general, though. But even though I've been prepping him, I'm like, hey, you're getting ready to have a new teacher, go to first grade. I did all the first grade talk. Hey, you guys are more first graders now than you are kindergartners. Somehow the message got lost in translation. He was like, but where are you? So they called me, and that was a good little talk. Next thing, mystery. So, okay, if I were giving a review, which I didn't, because I read through a lot of those reviews, before I bought it. Here, that's the hypocrite in me. I don't like to buy stuff that hasn't been reviewed. So I'll see stuff like on, what's that called, Amazon or Temu, Shein. If they don't have a lot of reviews, and I like to have pictures with those reviews, I don't really want it. I don't. So, but I don't leave reviews. That's why I say the hypocrisy of it all. But anyway, I looked through the reviews. I even saw where someone was like, oh, I get to go to Prague for only $300. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that's the kind of stuff I'm hoping for. My schedule being wide open. I was like, I especially have summer dates, but I also have, and I named some other dates, because the drawing, unless I misunderstood it, it said the drawing was dependent on your dates and your airport. So, of course, I'm going to leave it wide open. I don't have any kids to worry about. Why the person come back and say, okay, you're on bronze? It was gold, which is where I really wanted to go. Silver, and I'm cool. I'll go to Mexico, Jamaica, Caribbean, whatever again. And then there was bronze. And it's just the luck of the draw. See, I don't know that I believe that, though. I feel like 8 times out of 10, you're going to get the bronze. And then 9 and 10, excuse me, hiccups, crazy. And then, odds of 2 out of 10, you may get, I don't even know if it's 2 out of 10 for real. But anyway, so I ended up getting a stateside thing. I'm like, all right, cool. I was just saying I wanted to go to San Francisco. I feel like that was on the list. I've never been to New York. And they were like, what airport would you fly out of? Well, Kansas City is 8 hours away from Chicago, 8 hours away from Dallas, So I'm kind of like, I think I started with Chicago. And they were like, oh, okay, well, for Chicago, you would fly to, dang, I'm forgetting the cities already. Because I want to tell it to y'all accurately. Was Chicago Atlanta? I think for Chicago, it would have been Atlanta. I'm almost sure of that. I was like, I'm already going to Atlanta this month. I've been a few times. I don't want to do that. So I said, well, I'm also close to Dallas. Dallas might be my place of choice. And actually, Dallas is cheaper to fly into than is Chicago. So I was like, yeah, bet. I'm doing Dallas. Dallas will take me to Vegas. So the Dallas airport is assigned to Vegas. Got it. Yeah, been to Vegas a few times. Actually, I forgot her name. Susie. As I'm looking at it, I see that, it would be cheaper for me to go to Minneapolis. And I forgot what city Minneapolis was. I didn't want that either. Something Minnesota. Could have been Minneapolis. But anyway, I didn't want that either. And I said, well, let's check Atlanta. If I fly out of Atlanta, where would I go? That would have been New Orleans. I definitely didn't want to go back to New Orleans. So, and then I also checked Kansas City, and Kansas City might have also been Vegas. But to fly out of Kansas City, since it wasn't listed as one of their airports, I would have had to pay an additional fee. How much is the fee? It would normally be, I want to say she said 130, 120, I don't know. But she hit me with the, you remember the dude that used to sell them fake gold chains? Talking about, for you, for you. Yeah, she hit me with that. And so she was like, well, usually it's such and such dollars, but for you, we're running a special and you can have it for just $99, I think. So anyway, long story short, I'm doing the math on add a price of ticket. Like I said, flying into Dallas, that's pretty cheap. A lot of times you can catch it for $59, whatever, but that's still more of a cost than I originally wanted to incur. Like I knew I was going to fly somewhere, but, and then especially for a city that I've already been to, I wanted the cities that I wanted. Y'all, when I say I had that lady dog walk me all around the country to different places to fly, I wanted to ask her so bad, baby, here's what I want to do. I want to go to like Miami or something. Can you just tell me what airport to tell you that I want to fly out of so that I can get that? But also, by the time I finish flying to, say, let's say it was New York. Tickets to New York ain't cheap like tickets to Dallas. They ain't even cheap like tickets to Chicago. So that's my whole experience. My thought on it is I wouldn't call it a scam. Because to me, like when I think of a scam type of thing, I think of those timeshares and such. That feels more like a scam. You talk about for you, turn them down 2 or 3 times, and then next thing you know, and then not only that, but one time when we did it in Florida, speaking of Florida, but one time when we did it, me and my ex, the lady got a whole attitude. Like at first she was so friendly. She was like, oh, what's your granddaughter's name? Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. My daughter's name is that. And then she showed us whatever, she had a picture in her phone, and the picture had her daughter's name. Sure enough, it was actually that, and it was spelled the same. So I was like, oh, okay. You gotta stop to make your turn. It's so annoying to me. I promise you it is. But anyway, after all of that, oh my gosh, and friendliness, honey, once it became very clear that, no, we really ain't going to buy this timeshare. We really came just for the free, whatever it was. I can't remember. Hotel stays, or it was something. Yeah, her whole attitude, tone, and everything changed. So I was like, oh, that's how that really goes. But anyway, I wouldn't say it was a scam along those lines, but I would say, in all likelihood, if you have an idea of what you want and where you want to go, yeah, you probably ain't going there. You can probably cross that off the list. And I was so careful. I was like, oh, I'm not going to say where I don't want to go. Whatever. I mean, not that I can say, oh my gosh, Vegas is terrible. I've been there a few times. I enjoyed it. Oh my gosh, New Orleans is terrible. I've been there before. Now, I will say, New Orleans make you look around. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying the people was gonna pick my pockets, but it looked like some pickpocketers were lurking. We're just gonna say that. Anywho, I'm leaving Mom's. I think I told you all that already, and I'm on my way to some kind of line dancing place. It's Tasha's Emerald Lounge. Actually, I've been here already. I didn't mean to say some kind of line dancing place. I meant to say some kind of line dancing activity. Oh, okay, I was worried about being late and stuff. Ain't nobody even here. How about that? It's pretty darn empty. When I looked on Facebook, because, when I get ready to go somewhere, I kind of want to know what's the vibe, what does it look like. I could tell it wasn't especially crowded. I could also tell that it was way predominantly women. That's cool with me too. But I could also tell that although this is a lounge, people ain't really wearing lounge wear. I don't know about y'all, but even though I have that rear view thing, I have to look back. I just have to. Ate some fries I didn't really need. They weren't bad. They weren't, fire or anything. They were fries. Had a lemon drop. I had to make mine with tequila. Let me stop making mic noise. There we go. So I guess it would be called a tequila lemon drop. And I observed a lot of dances. I saw it on Facebook, so I knew it was some older people. But some of them women were much older than I thought. And honey, they were still getting it. I said, that's inspiration right there. That's what I need. I need some inspo. But I have been learning a couple, two, three dances online, really, I think since the pandemic. Yeah, because I feel like that's when Beyonce covered the Frankie Beverly song. It could have been even sooner than that. I don't know. Maybe I came across it during the pandemic. Because remember, I always thought YouTube was just for how to. I never knew it was for us to gather and socialize and all of that. So I did that. I did the body yaddy. Judge me if you want to. I don't care. But that's a workout, y'all. That's a heck of a workout. In fact, if I can remember, I'm going to put both of those links in there. I don't know about this link because I haven't seen it yet and I haven't done it. But the body yaddy, I did that for sure. And like I said, that Beyonce, what's the name of the song? Why can't I think of the song? I'm looking at the dance and everything. Now, did I do it to perfection? No, but I'm telling you, it's an honest to God workout. It's fun. It's good. The way that they do it, they really teach you the dance step by step. Of course, you can always go back and rewind it. I highly recommend it, y'all. It was fun. It was like a good time. And again, this was at a time when we really couldn't all get together. So I Zoomed some of my friends, shared my screen, and we just did that. Like we thought we was doing something because, it was antisocial time. But even now, I'm thinking, why didn't I go back and do that some more? But yeah, I kind of miss that little Zoom. I think we put forth more effort then to get together, like it was a concerted effort to make sure, hey, that we don't lose contact and things like that. And now I guess life has sped up again, and so we're busy and in our different corners and all the things. I mean, I'm guilty of it. I'm not going to kid you. There are days I go home and I'm like, oh, I do not feel like doing nothing else. Sorry, I had to check my phone. But anyway, I kind of needed that pick me up because I was feeling, I don't want to say down, but I will say maybe exhausted over the latest verdict. I was talking on the phone with my daughter, and she was like, oh no. And I guess the verdict had come in on Cyrus Carmack Belton. I remember the case from a while ago, but as life and time and stuff happens, and I think that's to their advantage, I need to do better than that. I kind of I didn't forget about it, but I forgot the particulars of it. So when she was talking about the verdict, I was like, I don't think I'm familiar with that one. And when she refreshed my memory, I was like, oh yeah, I do remember that. That's the one where they kept referring to the boy as a young man, and a 14 is far, 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 far from being a young man. I mean, we might say that out of courtesy, but 14 is still just 14. But anyway, yeah, that was just sad. It honestly reminded me of Natasha Harlins. Y'all remember her? She was a young lady in a similar circumstance. She was killed behind a bottle of orange juice. It just saddens my heart so much. I have never discussed this, so I guess people might judge me for it. But at one point in time, I wanted to purchase a quick stop type of store that would also sell liquor, whatever you could call it, a liquor store. But in Kansas City, the way it works, Kansas City still has a lot of MOB affiliates here. Comes with the territory of the casinos and all of that other stuff. But anyway, the liquor stores are very much, at one time, during this time when I wanted one, very much run by the Italians, and they have a closed net on that. Now you can find some Middle Easterners with them, as well as 7-Elevens. Like they kind of branched over into that more. It's kind of like the hair stores are very much on lockdown from those from China, Asia, wherever you want to say they're from, wherever they're from. Actually, I don't even know, but it's on lock with that as well. So at one point, I was trying to get in, and it was the craziest thing. A guy named Ed told me, "You'll probably never get in." Ed is a Sicilian Italian guy, and he was like, "You'll probably never get in. This city has it locked down. Like that's not going to happen. Not for you." And he was just really honest about it. And I was like, oh yeah. Psh, 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 tell me, baby, I got good credit, clean record. I know. I know what I know. I didn't know nothing. He was right. I never did get that. Never came to fruition. We had a black-owned hair supply, beauty supply store called Blankenship. And I did my best to patronize it. Like every time I would visit my mother, because it was on her end of town, I would pick up Say. And usually it would cost a little bit more, but I understood the game, They were trying to pay back what they could because they were outed as well, and Blankenship ended up closing. There was a documentary about how few black-owned grocery stores there are. Kansas City used to have one. It was called Leon's Grocers. It has since closed down. Like, it's just so much that's just hard for us to break through and get through. And then it kind of leads us to patronize those other businesses where we're not respected, where we're not, our dollars are wanted, but we're not wanted, our black faces aren't wanted. So imagine my surprise on the heels of all of that and thinking about it. And I actually looked up Natasha Green's case. I was like, when exactly did that happen? Because we haven't evolved much from there. But let me tell you this too, while it's on my brain. When COVID happened, and you had the person in office now, again, he was in office then and he was calling it the China disease. And there was all this rise against Chinese people. I'm just lumping them as Chinese. They could have been Vietnamese, you know what I'm saying? But he had all this vitriol going for them, and there were suddenly all these hate crimes. There were so many people rising up in defense of them. Many of those people looked like black people. I ain't say nothing. I didn't have a YouTube channel then, but I just didn't extend myself in that way because I have never felt that from them. When we were having Black Lives Matter and all of that, how many of them did you see on the front line? Go ahead and I'll wait, because you saw more white people than you saw of them. It's something about people of color who are quick to distance themselves from black people, and I'm not able to understand that. It's like we're the lowest hanging fruit on the totem pole, so people just want to pick on us. But get this, so I'm looking up Natasha, with an L, Tasha Harlins, and Google, messy self, Google must have picked up on it and maybe thought I was looking for Natasha. I don't know. But anyway, I end up going back to my YouTube channel and I see this lady. Her name is Destiny. I remember that because she kind of does this thing, Utah, or something like that. I know she's of African descent. I can tell that from her accent. So she's talking about a thing called a Natasha doll. Y'all, if you haven't seen it, it was so heartbreaking. I guess because it came on the heels of me talking to my kids, feeling uplifted, and then I saw the trial and everything. It was all, anyway. The Natasha doll. I mean, how many white people do you know named Natasha? How many others do you know named Natasha? So this is essentially a black name. Most of the Natashas I know actually go by Tasha's. A couple of them, one of them actually goes by that, but most of them go by Natasha, right? So it's primarily a black name. I've never met a white girl named Natasha. But anyway, they have this Natasha doll. Beautiful chocolate skin, nothing wrong with that. But then they have these exaggerated pink lips and features. And guess what the purpose of the doll is? And to be clear, this isn't a Barbie doll. It's not a likeness of an adult woman. This is a baby doll. So it is a baby, likeness of a baby, exaggerated features and all that stuff. The purpose of this doll is to relieve stress. So what do you do with it? You toss it on the floor, you stomp it, you stretch its neck out, you stretch its leg out. Like you do all these violent things to this baby doll with a black name Natasha and these exaggerated, think of Jim Crow looking type of features. Like all those ads that you saw of eating watermelon and all, yeah, think of, you know, not as ugly because it's still a cute little baby to me, but I just, the intent behind it, the, what, you talk about curious about what a person is thinking and what's the plan, like that to me is very clear. And this was popular on Chinese TikTok because, you know, theirs is different than ours. They know the poison of TikTok. They understand how bad it is for their kids. So theirs is highly regulated. But it was okay for this. Like, that just is, that's so doggone disgusting to me. And I know they're not one and the same, but it just even reminded me of not so long ago when we would see people, I will vote for Donald Trump. Remember that? It just reminds me of how so very desperate people are to separate themselves from their own color and affiliate more with whiteness. And it don't never work. It don't ever work. There'll be a time where right now, as usual, I mean, because again, black people are the low-hanging fruit, let's be clear. They're always going to find a way to come back to hating us, to blaming us, to whatever. And speaking of blaming us, I was so confused by that too, because China is one of those places where I can go in a room full of black people and ask how many people have ever been to China. I don't know any people personally who have been to China. I flat out just don't. So I can't imagine how then are they so offended by our existence? I mean, they got K-pop, and that looked to me like some black Chinese stuff. Like I don't know how to explain it other than that. It's just it to me is like Chinese people duplicating what they get off black music. But I don't know. I was saying I needed this to go out to get my mind off of all of that, but it's y'all, so I wanted to share what is just that to me was just crazy. It was all crazy. So it was good to get out. It was good to dance. All of that. I'm gonna link those dances, like I said below. I'll even link Destiny so you all can see what I saw. If you're interested, don't click it if it's going to be too upsetting to you, because that's not what it's all about. But do click the dance tutorials. I want you to do that. Anyway, it's dark, it's 9, I'm on my way home, and I guess we'll talk some more in a bit.
Can I take you out tonight? To a movie, to the park. I'll have you home before it's dark.